All right, let's talk about something that can give any IT pro a genuine heart attack. How to get back into your ESXi server when you've completely, totally lost the root password.
Oh yeah, it's that sinking feeling in your stomach, isn't it? You're staring at a login screen, completely locked out of a critical server, and you feel like all your virtual machines are just trapped in there. But hey, take a deep breath. Don't panic.
So you're locked out. Now what? It might feel totally hopeless, but I'm going to show you a way out. And believe it or not, it's surprisingly simple. And the best part? It's safe. You're not going to lose a single byte of your precious data.
And look, this is the most important thing to get straight right from the get-go. The solution involves a reinstall. I know, that word can be scary. But, and this is a huge but, this method is specifically designed to preserve your VMFS data store. That means all your VMs, all their data, it's all going to be perfectly safe.
Okay, so let's get into the how. The first part here is just a little prep work. We've got to get the server to boot from the right spot to kick this whole thing off.
So first things first, you're going to need your ESXi installation media, on a CD or a bootable USB stick. From there, it's really just 2 steps. Power on the machine into its firmware, what we used to call the BIOS, and then just point it to your installer.
And this is what it'll actually look like. If you're doing this in a virtual lab, a lot of the time you'll get this super convenient power on to firmware button. If it's a real physical server, you'll be mashing a key like F2 or maybe delete, F12. You know the drill, right when it starts up. Either way, you land on a screen like this boot manager. All you got to do is pick your CD-ROM or USB drive.
Okay, so once you're booting from the installer, you're going to see a few screens that'll look pretty familiar to anyone who's installed ESXi before. The welcome screen, the EULA, you just hit enter to continue, then F11 to accept, just the standard stuff to click through.
Next up, the installer's going to look for your hard drives. Now, this part's important. You need to pick the exact disk that already has your ESXi installation on it. And what's really cool here is that the installer is actually smart. It sees what's already there, and that detection, well, that's what makes this whole recovery trick possible. It perfectly sets us up for the most critical step of the entire process.
All right, now we're at the moment of truth. This is the part where you really, really need to pay attention. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this next click is the difference between a successful recovery and a really, really bad day.
Seriously, everything we've done so far just leads up to this one single choice. Get this right, and you're home free.
And here it is. This screen is the payoff. You're only seeing this because you chose a disk that already had stuff on it. The installer is essentially stopping and asking you, whoa, hold on. I see an old ESXi install here and a VMFS data store. What do you want me to do with them?
And this right here is our golden ticket. You're looking for the option that says Install ESXi, Preserve VMFS Data Store. Not the upgrade option, and whatever you do, not the override option. This is the one. This is the magic button for this whole procedure.
So what's happening when you choose this? Well, think of it like this. You're completely repaving the old operating system. You're getting rid of the part with that password you forgot, but at the same time, the installer puts up this big protective wall around your data store. It leaves your VMs and all their data completely alone, untouched.
Whew, okay, deep breath. The hard part is officially over. Seriously, it's all downhill from here. You'll just pick your keyboard layout, US default is probably what you want, and then we get to the really good part.
And that is setting your brand new root password. This is it. This is the moment you take back control. So go ahead, pick a nice, strong one this time. Maybe use a password manager. Confirm it and smack that enter key. The installation will finish up and you're back in business.
Okay, so after one last confirmation click and a quick reboot, your new ESXi installation is done. Now, when you log in, you might have a mini heart attack because you won't see your VMs in the inventory. Don't worry, that's totally normal. Let's walk through the super simple steps to get them back.
So, the server reboots, it comes back up, and now you can just open your web browser and go to the ESXi host client. You're going to log in with root and that shiny new password you just set a minute ago.
Like I said, once you're in, you'll probably look at the virtual machines list and see nothing. It's empty. Again, don't panic. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. Just pop over to the storage tab on the left, and there it is, your data store, safe and sound, right where you left it. Go ahead and click on that data store, and then open up the data store browser. Now you just need to find the folder for your virtual machine, go inside, and hunt for one very important file. You're looking for the one that ends in .vmx.
Once you find it, just select it and hit that register button.
So, what the heck is a .vmx file anyway? Think of it as the blueprint for your virtual machine. It's just a little text file that tells the ESXi host everything it needs to know about that VM. You know, how much RAM it has, how many CPUs, and most importantly, where to find its hard drives. So when we register it, all we're doing is showing this blueprint to our newly installed host.
And boom, just like that, it's done. Your virtual machine instantly appears back in the inventory over on the left-hand side. It's all there, completely intact, ready for you to power it on. You did it. Problem solved. Okay, we are so close to being done. But hold on, don't pop the champagne just yet. There's one last, really important cleanup step you have to take care of.
Remember how we basically wiped and reinstalled the ESXi operating system itself? Well, that also wiped the host's own settings, specifically its network configuration. So your static IP address, your gateway, your DNS settings, all that stuff is gone. It's been reset to default. You've got to go back into the console and set all that up again so the host can get back on the network properly.
So there you have it. You're back in, your VMs are safe, and that awful syncing feeling is finally gone. We've walked through how to fix this mess, which really only leaves one last question for you to think about. Now that you're back in, what's your plan to make sure this never, ever happens again?